Have you ever told someone a dream, and somehow, after saying it out loud, you felt less hungry for it? Maybe you told your friend you were going to start a business. Maybe you told your family you were leaving your job. Maybe you announced the person you were finally going to become. And for a moment, it felt good. People encouraged you. They told you they believed in you. You imagined the future. It almost felt like you had already taken the first step. But what if that feeling was the trap? What if talking about your dream gave you just enough satisfaction to make the real work feel less urgent? Kristen discovered this in New York City. She had always been drawn to design. Where other people saw a blank page, she saw possibility. She painted, she experimented with illustration, then graphic design, digital artwork, and eventually textile design. She became fascinated by the idea that something created digitally could eventually exist in the real world, on fabric, clothing, products, packaging, even inside someone's home. But talent doesn't automatically create a bigger life. Sometimes talent needs a bigger arena. And New York gave Kristen opportunity, but it also gave her something dangerous, a comfortable limit. Eventually, she found a design job. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't terrible either. She worked, she learned, she paid her bills. And slowly, everyone around her became comfortable with that version of Kristen. She has a job. She's doing fine. Why risk it? Maybe this is enough. They may not have meant to hold her back. They may have genuinely cared. But sometimes the people who love you become attached to the version of you they already understand. Kristen could feel it. She wasn't miserable. She just knew she wasn't finished. She wanted bigger clients, bigger brands, bigger opportunities. She wanted her work to reach beyond one office, beyond New York, eventually beyond one country. Then came the advice: be realistic. You already have a job. Why risk what you have?
But listen carefully to what those words really mean. They're not asking, what could you become? They're asking, why can't you stay exactly where you are? And that is a very different question. Kristen had a choice: protect her comfort or protect her potential. She chose her potential, but she didn't make a big announcement. She didn't tell everyone what she was about to become. She stopped explaining and started building. After work, she studied. She rebuilt her portfolio, experimented with new designs, deleted work she'd spent hours creating, sent messages that received no reply, submitted ideas nobody wanted, then tried again and again. Because this is the part of success nobody sees. There is no dramatic music when you're improving. Most nights it's just you, your computer, your doubts, and another attempt. Nobody claps when you send your 10th email. Nobody celebrates your 100th rejected idea. And that's exactly why Kristen stopped announcing every move, because she discovered something. The moment you announce a dream, everyone gets a seat at the table. One person says it's unrealistic. Another tells you to be careful. Someone compares you to the person who tried and failed. Someone asks how much money you're making. And suddenly, you're no longer building the dream. You're defending it. If this is already making you rethink the way you talk about your goals, stay with me, because the psychology behind this gets even more interesting. Kristen didn't want her energy going into explanations. She wanted it going into the work. So she kept building, quietly. She put her work where international clients could find it. At first, nothing happened. No breakthrough, no viral moment, no life-changing opportunity. Just silence. Then one message arrived. A potential client. It wasn't huge, but it was proof. Someone outside her immediate circle had noticed her work. Then another opportunity came, then another. A design led to a conversation led to a client led to another connection, and slowly her world became bigger than her surroundings. The woman everyone thought was simply doing fine was building something much bigger. Her work was reaching international clients. Her market was no longer one office, it was the world. And here's what makes that transformation important. Kristen didn't suddenly become talented. She had been talented all along. She simply developed that talent and put it in a bigger arena. Sometimes your talent isn't too small. Your world is.
Think about that. Maybe you're not failing. Maybe you've simply spent too long listening to people whose idea of success is smaller than yours. If everyone around you plays it safe, risk looks irresponsible. If everyone around you has accepted their limits, ambition can look arrogant. And eventually, you can start confusing someone else's comfort with your own potential. That's how dreams usually die. Not all at once. They shrink. You postpone them. You get busy. You become comfortable. And eventually you say, I used to want to do that. That's more frightening than failure, because failure tells you what didn't work. Staying stuck can hide for years. You can have a perfectly acceptable life while knowing deep down that it isn't the life you wanted. And there's another reason talking about your goals can be dangerous. It isn't only other people's opinions. Sometimes the reward comes too early. You tell someone, I'm going to start a business. They say, that's amazing. For a moment, you feel like an entrepreneur. You imagine the future. You feel proud. You've experienced a tiny piece of the emotional reward before doing the work that earns it. Then the excitement fades and the boring work begins, the repetitive work, the work nobody sees. That's why sometimes the most important conversation about your dream is the one you don't have. Don't tell everyone you're building a great portfolio. Build it. Don't tell everyone you're going international. Start reaching out. Don't tell everyone you're becoming someone different. Become her. Because there is a massive difference between saying, I'm going international, and building something that makes an international client say, we want you. One requires words. The other requires evidence. And eventually, evidence speaks louder. That's what Kristen's story is really about. Not silence for the sake of silence. Progress without permission. You don't need everyone to understand your next move. You need enough discipline to keep making it. Your current job is not your identity. Your current income is not your potential. Your current circle is not your entire world. And someone else's imagination doesn't have to become your reality. So what have you been thinking about but haven't started? The business, the skill, the channel, the career change, the creative project. Maybe you're waiting for someone to tell you it's realistic. Maybe you're waiting until you're ready. Maybe you're waiting for permission. Stop waiting. You don't need to change your entire life tomorrow. Start with one thing, one skill, one portfolio piece, one application, one email, one attempt, then another, until the thing that once looked impossible becomes your normal life. If you're building something right now and nobody understands it yet, that's okay. You don't need to win the argument. You need to win the result. If you want more stories that turn psychology into real-life ambition into practical lessons, subscribe. That's what we do here. And if this story reminded you of something you're building, don't explain the whole dream in the comments. Just leave one word: business, design, freedom, career, create, whatever represents what you're working toward. Because sometimes saying less is the first step toward doing more. You don't need to announce every step. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't need applause before the work is finished. Let them see the old version of you while you're quietly building the new one. Don't give people a preview of the life you're building. Build it. Don't waste your energy convincing people who can't see it yet. Put that energy into the work, because one day the portfolio will speak, the business will speak, the skill will speak, the results will speak, and you won't have to say, "I told you so." You won't have to explain how hard it was. You won't have to convince anyone that you were capable. Your work will do it for you. So protect the dream. Work when nobody is watching. Learn when nobody is clapping. Keep going when the excitement disappears. And when the world finally notices, let them wonder when you became so good. Because sometimes the smartest thing you can do with a dream is keep your mouth shut and let your work get loud.